for some milky mushrooms. The Voluminous-latex Milky and the wrinkle cap, or the corrugated cap. And what we call them is velvet caps. So we're going to be looking for those. And I already found one of those here, and I'll let you take a look at that. We might be a little bit late on the Voluminous-latex Milkies. They're usually a little bit earlier than these ones, but we'll see what we can find. Alright, so here's a few wrinkle caps, or velvet caps. There's a little one right here, just coming up. Alright, as you can see how they look real velvety on top. That's why we call them velvet caps. There's some shells from cicadas. They were pretty bad in some areas around here this year, the 17-year cicada. Alright, we're going to harvest a couple of these here and keep searching for some more. Alright, so I usually cut them off rather than rip the whole thing out of the ground. I leave that bottom part of the stem in there. These are nice ones here. As you can see, the milk dripping off of here. And if you score this, the milk will come out of the gills too. These corrugated cap milkies, the gills are real tight together on them. Not too hard to identify, and if after you leave this for a while, where you scratched it or cut it will turn dark brown, and it'll get a real fishy smell to it. Here's a nice little one here. That one I must have kicked over. I even cut these little ones. They cook up nice too. Well, there's some Indian pipe stem there. It's been a good year for the fungi woods. Had a lot of rain throughout the spring, and so far this summer we've still been getting the moisture, which makes for ideal conditions here, along with the heat and humidity and the moisture. That's the three things you need. Alright, we're just slowly working our way through the woods here, and sometimes you can go down through an area, and if you don't see any, you come back up through or come at a different angle, and just the different way of the light shining, you'll spot them. But I could see these there from a distance there. There's a couple more right here. Beautiful sight. We got two nice ones here, and there's a couple more down there. Alright, two nice specimens right there. Add them to our bag, and we'll move on. Alright, there's a couple up here on the bank here. A little one right there, something's been chewing on it. Got two more right in there. All right, look how beautiful this one is. Very nice. Once you know what to look for, you spot them from a mile away. All right, here's one that's sort of hidden a little bit right underneath the stick here and some leaves. Backside's chewed a little bit. All right, anytime you're hunting mushrooms, you got to have a spider stick, because you run into every spider web there is out here. So you got to be swatting all the time and keep them from going in your face. Starting to get warm. Almost time to get out of the woods. We'll find a few more and then we'll head on out. All right, we've got a couple more down here. One right at the base of that white oak tree, coming out of the moss. Nice one. And we got one right over here. And if you spot one, you keep looking, and a lot of times you'll see some more. All right, here's a slime mold. I think that's called a red raspberry slime mold. That's pretty cool. All right, so this might be the first Voluminous-latex Milkies I found. I thought maybe they were over with, but they're a different color. So as you can see, the milk's already coming out of them. The gills are real closely and tight together. There are some other Milkies that are a little bit spaced out, and they have shorter ones in between. But these ones here are the ones we go for. This is the Voluminous-latex Milky. All right, look at that little bead of milk there, right under the cup there. You see it rolling around there. That's pretty cool. And we got a little one right here. Has a split on it on one side. I think sometimes snails will feed on these. That one has a little bit of a hollow stem. We'll trim that off when we clean them up. A lot of different mushrooms in the woods. So I was knelt down admiring this mushroom here, that one, the Indian pipe stem, and I just looked up the hill here. Up by that trunk of that tree, I see another velvet cap. Hiding right underneath them leaves there. Alright, some more slime mold. This is a faded out Rusula. Well, you know you're having a pretty good day when your bag starts filling up, your fingers are getting sticky, and they turn brown on you. And they start smelling a little fishy. So so you know you're getting the right ones. Looks like another Voluminous-latex Milky right here along this old road. Let's check it out. See the milk coming out right there. Closely tight together gills. Light chestnut color on the top. Alright. Alright, I think this is another type of Milky here. I think it might be called a peppery Milky. We don't pick and eat those, so just stay away from them. Take a look here. This one's pretty far gone, so it's hard to tell if it has milk in there or not. Already getting dried out, I think. So yeah, any white ones or LBMs, little brown mushrooms, you want to leave them be. Alright, here's a chanterelle. I walked past it on the way down. Coming back up, I spotted it. This is what they call a smooth chanterelle. Alright, some sulfur shelf. This stuff's really good too. Slice it thick, fry it in some butter. Tastes just like a piece of steak. That's a pretty small one, we're gonna let that go. Well, that guy didn't make it. Too slow. Alright, so we had a pretty good haul here today. I'm sure I'll probably find a few more on the way out. So thanks for coming along on this mushroom hunt. Catch you later.